You know, most people have grown up around negative friends that make them feel that they're not good enough. And some friends even tell you in many different subtle ways that you're not good enough to achieve things. Or even worse, when you say to them that you're passionate about going and starting a goal or you want to achieve your dreams, they ask you silly questions like, why are you going to do that? Or they make you feel stupid about your idea. They put doubt into you. And a lot of people allow the opinions of their friends and the people around them to influence their decisions and their actions, and that's what keeps you unsuccessful, and that's what causes all the problems and the consequences that come with not being happy and fulfilled, and from not taking action and confronting your fears. Anxiety, depression, severe loneliness, porn addiction, all kinds of addictions, all kind of mental health problems and self-esteem issues. So let me explain to you in this video how I overcome this and how you can do exactly the same for a psychological process which entails you going through a psychological transformation. And none of it requires reading books or theory. All of it is action orientated. If you're new to my YouTube channel and you want to build confidence in all areas of life, with relationships, with your dating life, with career, with finances, you want to overcome this fear and these feelings that you're not good enough that's been beating you for many years. You want to put to rest all the demons from the past at school, all the negative things that have happened to you, and you want to get past all the regrets that you have, the mistakes you've made. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit the notification bell, follow me on Instagram where I give tips and advice on how you can build confidence and control your fear. Okay, let me start off and explain to you the problem and the way that most people think, which is why they're not happy and they're not confident, they've got all these issues, and I'm going to explain the solution. It starts off with a negative narrative. A narrative is a story, is a worldview. It's the way that you frame something and you believe it and you associate with yourself. So most people's negative narrative comes from childhood, being bullied at school, being rejected, being laughed at, being bullied, being abused, being made to feel that you're not as good as other people, comparing yourself to other people, failed relationships, unfulfilled dreams, all these kinds of things, and you carry it. It affects every aspect of your life, even small things like being able to go out in public and feel comfortable, being able to get on the train, being able to meet new people, being able to feel confident with eye contact, being able to have conversations with people. It affects all these things if you don't solve this problem. So what the negative narrative does, it doesn't just paralyze you socially with going into new situations so you can develop confidence and happiness and build relationships. It actually taunts you, it haunts you, it plagues you when you're on your own. It can play for some people for 24 hours a day. It tells you negative things about yourself. It brings up things from the past that make you feel negative and depressed and down and defeated. It makes you doubt yourself when you want to do new things. So it kills dreams if you let it. It kills goals. It will literally kill the human spirit. So a lot of people that are living, I felt like this, they're living and breathing, which is thank God, but they're dead inside. That's how I felt first part of my, I felt dead, like a dead man inside. I would never say it to people because I didn't want them this about me. That's how I felt. So a lot of people feel dead inside because of the negative narrative. They don't know how to stop it and they're afraid of the narrative. It's not only that you believe the lies that the narrative tells you, that you're scared of it. You're scared of an illusory inner conversation, because I was scared of it for many years. It will tell you, if you do that, we're going to make you suffer, or we're going to shame you, or we're going to embarrass you, or so don't do that. And it bullies you like a bully does. So that's where the whole becoming a coward develops from, being bullied by the negative narrative in your head. And the negative narrative is created from negative things that have happened to you at school that you were not able to get over with. That of course caused traumas and all kinds of mental health problems and emotional problems. If you don't have a coach or a mentor, you didn't get a therapist or talk to your parents, and you've kept these things bottled up, then they're not going to fix by themselves. I hope I'm wrong, but in my understanding and experience of teaching so many people and having to work through my own issues, they don't go without a fight. They don't go on their own just miraculously. Most of them don't. These really damaging negative beliefs, they actually get worse over time if they're not addressed. So for example, you're in the future now. If you think, I'd love to be in love and get a girlfriend and have a nice relationship and have someone and go out, the negative narratives say you can't do that. It's not possible for you. And you'll say, but why? Why shouldn't I deserve it? Everyone deserves to be happy. Other people, because you're not good enough. Look what the things happened to you when you're younger. Do you want that to happen to you again? Do you want to go through that pain again? And you'll say, oh, okay, I'll leave it. No, we'll talk you out of it before you've even tried. Most people don't even try it. They don't take action. They allow themselves to be a coward. I did it for many years. It takes one to know, until I transformed and changed and became very confident and built a lot of success in every area of my life that I chose to succeed in. So most people choose not to be successful because they don't know how to deal with this inner critic, demon, narrative, monkey, chatter, all the different names we give it, same thing, which is a manifestation of our experiences when we're younger. And some of the conditioning in society, of course, but most of it is our experiences, because that always reflects back to how this makes me feel. We think about ourselves and we take it personal. I did. If someone turns us down when we're younger, we think everyone will turn us down then. If we didn't get a job and it failed, every job will fail. Clearly not true, until proven otherwise. So it's understanding that your negative past is stopping you from moving on in the future in so many different ways that you couldn't even imagine, and probably still I can't, unconsciously. You know, your decision making, the way you dress, your diet, your fitness, your friendships, it manifests in so many different ways, and it all comes back to negative beliefs which create low confidence, low self-esteem, which manifest into social anxiety, all kinds of sleep problems, all those kind of mental health problems. So this is how you overcome it. The first thing you need before you get started is you need a goal. You need a goal or several goals, or at least a vision. So you need to know, what is it you want to achieve? I can ask you right now, you can let me know in the box. From the smallest thing, you could say, my goal is to quit porn. That's a great goal. My goal is to make money. Great goal. My goal is to make friends. Great goal. My goal is to end negative, toxic relationships that I've been in for so many years. I'm afraid to end because I'm scared of people or upsetting or moving on, whatever. Great goal. My goal is to be a better person, not be negative to others. Great goal. My goal is to build my own successful business. Fantastic goal. My goal is to be a teacher. Great goal. My goal is to be a great student and go to university and get a degree and go off and be a doctor. Fantastic goal. My goal is to rebuild my relationship with my parents or my father or my mother. My goal is to travel. Fantastic. Once you've got the goal, write the goal down on an action plan. Identify the goal, think about the goal, dream about the goal, envision the goal, obsess over the goal. The next step, very important, you must take note of this. Small action steps. I'll say the reason why. Most people will not commit to facing fear. Do you know why? It's too scary for them. I've worked with so many clients, not everyone, but most people. There are obviously some people that are a bit more braver, because these fears are so overwhelming, you feel like you're going to die if you face them. No one wants to die prematurely, in most cases, right? Please God, keep everyone well and stuff, but you understand what I mean. You're not going to die if you speak to a woman or start a business, but our own emotions, our own human conditioning tells us that emotionally in many different ways, and it feels so frightening when we feel that fight. Like, I got. So when you break a fear down into small, manageable, incremental steps that are challenging enough to challenge you, to give you that feeling of accomplishment, which is fantastic, but it's not too overwhelming that you can't cope with it. So you have to face enough stress, but so it's not overwhelming. Because if you do it the other way, which you can do it, I'm not saying you can't, what can happen to a lot of people, which is really catastrophic to their success and happiness, they do it, they fall apart, and then they quit. It's because they feel embarrassed, ashamed, defeated. So small action steps is how I did it. I done it with talking to girls. I just started off by saying, how are you, right, nice to meet you, and then I'd say, have a good day, until I get more confidence to stay longer and then build a connection. And if a girl liked me, say, would you like to come out on a date with me or go for a coffee? So it's gradual, and that's what a lot of people don't get. They just think overnight. People just think about the start, the end. You have to build confidence. You have to earn confidence. You have to build discipline. You have to improve your communication skills, your relationship skills, and it happens over time, building the habit. And it's such a enjoyable, exciting endeavor when you embark on this and you do it, and your mindset changes as you're taking action. Because you can, but there's certain limitations, and you can't just change your mindset without taking action. The mind changes as the body moves. The mind follows the body and the body follows the mind, right? The working relationship. But people think they can just change by sitting on their ass and being a coward and reading books and watching porn. That's not going to happen for you. That's just going to create more anxiety, feed a negative narrative. So to create a new narrative and disprove the old narrative, it takes work, it takes action. I've always loved the work. I love the action. It gives me purpose, fulfillment, confidence, and a lot of it gives me a lot of enthusiasm to treat people in a much better way, which is so important in all this. We forget that. We don't think about, how I treat other people is important. Of course it's important to treat people well. If you want to have a good relationship with yourself, and obviously build relationships with people who like you. If you treat people like trash, they're going to treat you like that. So with the new narrative, at the same time as facing your fears on a practical level, i.e. going out facing your social anxiety, you have to not let the old narrative, it's going to be a fight. It is a fight. You've got to be a champion. You've got to be very devoted to doing this. But if you don't do it, you'll stay as you are. So either you stay in pain for the rest of your life, and loneliness and despair and anxiety and social phobia and depression and sleeping problems and all the other issues that come with that. You stay in that place. That's your comfort zone. You know that place, but it's not pleasurable, and it's hard to sleep. It's hard to live with that burden of guilt and shame that all your dreams, all your talents, everything that you are is never going to be seen, and you're not going to the value that you've got to offer the world and people, that's never going to be felt and given. Imagine how many people are losing out on your help because you can't get past your own negative narrative, which I'm not saying is easy, but nothing of any value is easy. That's why you will earn it, you will appreciate it, you will value it, you will protect it, and it will change your life. So you've got to use the negative narrative to create the positive one. But most people are going the other way. The negative narrative is destroying the positive one every day. So transformation is possible. I am living proof I did it, and I helped so many people I continue to do it. So it's regular practice. Obviously now we're not saying break yourself down, get sick. Of course you need to take rest, because this work is extremely taxing and tiring. Rest is needed in any building process. The gym, great relationships usually occur from great connections and having some space, so we can give each other space. That's rest, and then you go back in and you love each other, want to see each other again. It plays throughout nature, it plays throughout business, through things. So yes, there's a time to take action, lots of action. There's a time to do it on a daily basis, and there's a time to have a break. You have to find that balance, what's right for you. But the principles are universal. So all the people, when you have that voice, when you've got your old friend's voice in your head, because that's what people do, they actually do somewhat like possess you if you allow them. Their conversations, you hear them in your head. Remember that time we were hanging out and your friend said, you can't get that girl. Why not? Because she ain't got no money. They wouldn't go date a girl like you don't have a car. She's not going to date you, she's going to date that guy. You're like, and it kills you. So every time you want to go and meet a girl, his voice comes up. You have to delete his voice and dissolve it and say, you're lying. You're just jealous. You don't want the best. What kind of friend are you? I'm going to ignore it. You're scared. You're a coward. I'm going to meet a positive friend. That's the negative narrative. So it's learning how to fight your own negative mind. So yes, there is some mental training that involves in this, which I'm teaching you to do all now. All of it is on this video for free. I don't hold back on my stuff and rip people off. I don't do that. That's not who I am. People like me for that reason, if you're new to the channel. So this is it's amazing. I'm so happy to say this, because I was told I'd never be it by negative friends growing up, school teachers, my area, my environment. I suppose proportionally some of my society, not all of it. I wasn't supposed to be doing this. I'm not supposed to be confident, but I knew I could do it. I disproved the negative narrative. Here I am. So here is the proof I've done it. You've got the teaching and the tools. Now what are you going to do? Another key point now is the catch-22. I've worked with people over the years. When you're building a new narrative and you're going out to reach your goals, to get a girlfriend, or to move into a new city or a new country, or break out of an old job, get into a job that you like, build a new social circle, or adapt to change, or lose weight. When you're building the new narrative, there's periods where it's exciting, and I call it where you get a beginner's luck. I was going to say Irish luck. This Irish people are lucky, but I'm just kind of joking. Everyone can get luck, but usually a beginner gets some luck. I've had it with students, which is great, and that doesn't mean because you didn't deserve it, you did deserve it. You got the luck because you got off your ass and took action. You're not a coward. Well done. But there's always a period where it goes against you. In relationships, you fail. There's a failing period. Les Brown speaks about it. You will fail your way to success. You changed my life, Les. I appreciate it. That's why I mention you in my videos. I really appreciate it. And I don't want anything from you, by the way. Just a thank you and appreciation for what you've done for me. Someone you've never met. If anyone's got Les Brown's number, give him my number. I need to talk to her. So there's a period where you get rejected. There is a period where that happens, and it happens to me, and you have to stay strong in that. That's the period where the tools develop, where you become a man, a better man, or a better woman, a stronger woman. That's the period which will decide if you're tough enough. Because a lot of people, unfortunately, they break at that period. And look, it's hard, man. It's hard. I nearly broke many times, and sometimes I did. I quit for a period, but I got back on, and I always succeeded in the end. I believe a lot of you would do that after hearing this message today. Especially with what we've gone through with the quarantine and the coronavirus and the toughness that we've had to endure. Obviously you don't want to suffer, but there is a beauty if you can develop tools and have a good attitude. Your attitude is your gratitude. Treat people well and stay strong and positive, and focus on the little good things in your life, your family, your health, and so forth. There's always a lot to be positive for if you really want to be. But I'm not disputing how hard this is, and it can get dark for all of us, and it can get suicidal at times. I've been there, suicidal thinking, these thoughts. Please God, no one's going to do that, which is why we put these videos out, I do, to raise some awareness on mental health as someone who is a sufferer, but not letting my mental health condition label me or disable me or limit me. No way am I doing that. That's not me. So faith is important, I believe, right? I believe in God. If you don't, I don't preach on people. That's your choice. I respect that, whatever faith you are. And if you don't, you have to believe. And when you're failing, a key point that you have to understand is you need to ask for help sometimes, because I went wrong. You don't always know what you're doing wrong. Mentors. So do not be afraid to get up. Don't be proud. Don't let your ego stop you. And do not quit. And then you'll have a breakthrough. And once you get that success, and you've got it once, you have now got the blueprint, the process on how to go from unsuccess to success. Low self-esteem to high self-esteem. Shyness and introvertedness to social confidence. Being negative and having having a bad outlook on people to having a great outlook on people. That's the breakthrough. And as you practice these things, it becomes part of your personality. It becomes natural. They become your habits. You just do them without thinking. You get up, you clean your room, you look after yourself, you have good manners, you say please, thank you, you respect women, men, people, old, young. It's great to have that respect. It just reinforces more confidence. I believe it attracts more confidence. So it's not quitting and enjoying the process. I love this. I'm passionate. I can speak forever. We're going to end soon before the 20-minute mark. I know you've enjoyed this video, so it's a lovely day. So hit the like button, share this video. I want you to think about this, because I understand. Sometimes we can't take action straight away, even though I want you to. And I say, don't be a coward. Sometimes it takes 6 months because we're so scared. I've been like this myself. We need to mentally prepare and get our mind right. There's nothing wrong with that. That's actually brilliant. Obviously, it's better now. So sometimes timing. But I would say there's no better time to start than today. It's better to do something and fail than to not do something and just be neutral. Because you can always take something from the failure. Confidence, feedback, encouragement, and credibility. You're not a coward when you take action. And I always say, if you can't take action because you've got severe mental health problems, then you have to seek professional help. And don't get in contact with me, because I'm not a professional mental health worker, doctor or therapist. I give people confidence. I share my stories and my tips. I just put these free videos out for now until I'll be returning in the future at some point again to full-time confidence coaching. But there are professionals that can help you if you have any kind of mental health problems with psychosis or depression or suicidal thoughts. Please get help. It'd be the best thing that you ever did. There are a lot of good people out there where you can get that help. So this is how you do it. And as you start building a new narrative, the old narrative becomes weaker. And you don't believe it anymore. And guess what? It's crazy to say this. The same way that an artist uses ink to paint a picture, or lead and a pencil to draw a landscape, you'll use your old narrative as ink to build a new narrative. You'll use the negative energy in your psyche, your emotions, to create positive energy. And that's just basically using pain. I'm hurt, I'm pain, I got rejected, I got laughed at. Okay, I'm going to go and hit the gym. That's the process. That is the transformational psychological process. It's been an absolute pleasure. I've loved speaking today. God, I've improved, haven't I, guys? I'm really getting to another level of confidence. It's a great support you give me, and I love doing this. And I inspire you to take action in life. Whoever you are, man, woman, old, young, whatever you want to achieve, do not allow the old narrative to keep you in fear. Learn fight or flight. Learn it by facing it, by feeling it, by understanding it, by failing, by getting back up, by succeeding. Become fearless, because when you do, your life becomes limitless. I'll see you soon.